Alrighty, I think I may have this. Where's my voodoo dolls? Missed. Come on. There we go. Alright, as soon as the wall of flesh is on the right side there, we hit this button. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Yeah! It actually works. The only annoying thing is that these switches here are going to be still active. But beyond that, let me reset the world real quick, because I wanna real quick show off how this works. Shout out to Ryu for coming up with the initial ideas and concept. I'm just kind of testing around until I figured out something. So this is Master Mode for the Worthy, and the entire idea of the setup is that you want to make it so you basically don't need anything aside from a bunch of money for the explosives in order for this to make work. So, short version. I built this entire thing here on the ceiling. It doesn't require a whole lot of hallway. In fact, I don't even know how far this is. Total, anyways. But as you saw, 30 explosions was sufficient as long as the explosions hit all 3 hits at the same time. Technically, you could probably take the dynamite or the explosives out in the middle here, and it would still be fine as long as it hits all 3 of them. I'm not sure about that one. May want to make it so it actually works, because, you know, if we play for the worthy hardcore master mode, kind of don't want to die. So the short version is, this is 12 tiles from rope to rope, which means there is exactly 10 tiles in between, or 11 tiles apart, depending on how you want to look at it. And basically every X amount of ropes, that is the thing, and here's the cabling. Alrighty, let me explain this real quick. The first set of explosives here is set off by this switch, and this starts the entire chain reaction to like get everything started. And oddly enough, about 11 blocks apart, the wall of flesh is very slightly faster than every 11 blocks every 1 second. So these are 1 second timer. So basically, hitting the switch activates this timer, which is going to explode these after 1 more second. And the explosives are, well, immediately going to go off. This timer, once it activates, it explodes these ones and activates the next time and the next time and the next time and the next time, etc. So it basically just kind of goes in a row. On the 12th timer, I actually had to implement a half-second timer, specifically not 12th one, because the wall of flesh would otherwise be too far ahead. So the way I did this is quite simple. I basically put a quarter-second timer up here, and basically the half-second time would explode these ones, activate the next one, but the problem is if I didn't put the quarter-second timer up here with its own cabling, it would actually deactivate the next timer, the number 1 here, before it even could like explode the next one. So basically this quarter-second timer is literally just to interrupt this one from enabling and then disabling it before it can act. And this is going to be the theme here. Basically, afterwards, I just kind of optimized a little bit. Just quarter-second timer every other block until we get to these ones. Oh yeah, actually. Okay, you can ignore these ones, I guess. These quarter-second timers were basically just for testing. Up here. We get to these ones, where it basically is just half-second timer all the way to the end, and this is gonna be sufficient in order to win, so to speak. So that's kind of the short version. So basically, at the 12th one, I implemented the first the first half-second timer, so it basically catches up back to the wall with this kind of spacing. And on top of that, the quarter-second timer to make this just tick once and then never tick again, so to speak. That's the entire idea of the quarter-second timers. And this just kind of happens to work out. So let's see, this is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and the 20th one is where we just start all half-second timers, and that just kind of happens to work out. And basically, from what I can tell, I can effectively just put the voodoo doll into the lava, as long as I don't miss, I guess. And as long as I activate the... well, doll please. As long as I activate the switch here at the correct time, which is as soon as it's over the first set of explosives, right here, I can just run away. And it's gonna go boom. Isn't that lovely? There is enough leeway for the explosives to actually hit the wall, and also I activate an additional set of explosives, which by the way you probably don't want to stay here. Probably. Also you may want to consider putting some ground there. For reference, you can do this with any kind of ground. You do not have to use dungeon bricks. I literally just use dungeon bricks because I was exploding everything for testing purposes. So, assuming you set it up correctly, it should just be a one and done type of deal. The ropes here are effectively just to make the setup easier. We are at the top of the layer, so we know where the wall of flesh is approximately going to be. You may want to explode a bit of ceiling or the ground in order to make the wall of flesh not be too far apart. And please don't get annoyed by the quarter-second timers ticking, 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 because that's just what they do in order to interrupt. And that's that. Thanks, Ryu. Back to you.